So it's about 6:30 in the morning, that's what time I usually wake up, and the first thing I do is head straight outside and ground my bare feet electrically to the earth. I'm also stimulating my eyes with the natural daylight as the sun rises, which allows me to maintain a healthy circadian rhythm. Then the next thing that I do is to take my meat out for the day, and I just sit it out on the side until I get back from work. I don't consume any breakfast, and so this will be my one meal a day. And she's a beauty. It's a bone-in ribeye, about 1.2 kilos there with the bone. What I do take before I go to work is a little bit of pink Himalayan salt and Celtic salt, which I pop on my tongue until it dissolves, and then I just take my few gulps of water just to hydrate, and then I'm set for the day. Water on its own is just minerally depleted and deficient. Just exposing my eyes a little bit more to the light before I go, have a little wash, get dressed, and then it's straight off to work. And for those that don't know what I do for a living, I happen to clean residential windows all around Kent. And whenever I can, I try to expose as much of my bare skin to the sun as possible, just to maximise vitamin D3 synthesis. It's not always easy here in the UK for obvious reasons, certainly during months like February. Anyway, I've built up an appetite somewhat, I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to go ahead and salt this steak both sides, and then I'm going to pop outside to do some exercise. So I'm just warming up here a little bit, my ankles, knees, joints and things like that. But this is the only exercise I really do. Occasionally I'll go and do some sprints when the setting's right, but most of the time I find this just convenient and more fun. What I like about jumping rope is that it's very creative and you can always mix it up. There's always new things you can learn in the way of tricks and stuff like that. And it's very, very good for your heart. It's also a great way to get rid of those soft plaques in your arteries if you've got any soft plaques built up. Anytime I trip over the rope, I'm usually in a fair amount of pain. And this is how I like to finish often, is to try and do as many triple unders as possible, because it's so intense, and then you're just like definitely done afterwards. And if you haven't seen my ostomy bag yet, well, you have now. I often like to muck around and do silly things like this. It's just creative, again. I like to push myself, find out what I can do, what I can't do, and then set myself challenges. Hairy chest mode at the moment. Time to eat. As always, I'm cooking in a cast iron pan using beef tallow or dripping, and I never really time the cooking process. I don't check the internal temperatures of the meat. I'm doing this every day pretty much, so you get really good at judging your perfect steak. I personally like it rare. And this is perfect for me. This is exactly how I like it. Nice and blue, just in the middle there. And Lucy, my partner's just sitting over there in the corner. She was eyeing up this steak, so I thought it was best to offer her a little bit.
You trying another bit? Not really.
Yeah, try.
Yummy. She's really enjoyed my steaks since I've been using the butter to finish it off in the pan with.
It's alright, Paul. I could probably eat that.
This is really nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I like all of it. I could totally eat that.
Yeah, she got the taste for it. I kept feeling her eyes on my steak. It's mine.
People are going to be expecting you to get the job done here. That's what they're expecting, right? Because of, again, your 2023 was fantastic. Bust for you?
Getting full. Without the bone, it's about 1 kilo of meat, and that's pretty much my limit. I never throw any of these bones away though. I'm always collecting them up to make a big batch of bone broth. And then when I'm done eating, I usually just work on my latest project, whatever I've got on the go. And then if I've got a bit of time, I do like to have some time for myself, whether it's just to watch an episode of something or just sit and play the piano. lastly, I pop back outside again just to expose my eyes to the changing light as the sun sets and as it gets dark, which again just maintains a healthy circadian rhythm, lets your body know that it's perhaps time to think about winding down and going to bed. When I do pop back inside, we turn all the bright lights off, dim the lights. If you're going to use a screen, make sure it's low and you put your eye sensitive mode, that blocks the blue light out. And that's it really. This is pretty much how I live my life every single day. Apart from on weekends where I don't work, I don't clean windows, I'll spend a little bit more time on projects, playing the piano, watching a movie or something like that, maybe going out for a walk. But I do hope you found this helpful or insightful. I do appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.